Despite a defensive dominant outing, the Arizona Cardinals, thanks to a slew of offensive miscues, dropped their first game of the season, 16-15 at San Francisco. Sound off. We're going live. Who's under the most to blame? Should there be fires, personnel changes? PHNX Cardinals postgame starts now. Hello and welcome in live from Gila River Resorts and Casinos at Wild Horse Pass. It's the PHNX Cardinals podcast post-game show edition. I'm Johnny Venerable. He's Bo Brock, the playmaker. Brittan, Golden, Noah Man behind the mic. As we said in the opener, Arizona Cardinals suffer a dismal performance en route to a defeat at the hands of the 49ers, losing 16-15. So much to dive into. Drops, play calling, execution. The Cardinals today failed the community of Arizona, given the fact that Kyle Shanahan took his second string. He took his twos, Bo, and beat Jonathan Gannon's ones.
Yeah, you can go through so many different plays or too much stagnant offense, but at the end of the day, you missed an opportunity to improve the 3-0, steal one on the road, and take down and hand the divisional rival a loss when they very well should have.
Yeah,
it was the most disappointing loss that I can remember under Jonathan Gannon. You know, it was trending towards just a putrid performance. They were able to muster some offense in the second half, but when it came down to it, they just couldn't come up with the clutch plays on that side of the football while the defense set up multiple opportunities, Brittan. It was just it's going to leave a bad taste in the mouth of Cardinals fans. Luckily, you're playing on a short week, but, you know, given what we saw today, are you going to be able to generate offense going forward to be competitive enough, in these big games?
I don't know. I don't think you can.
Yeah.
Thursday night's going to be a much tougher matchup than what you did today.
Yeah.
Much tougher. The defense is going to be better. Their offense is going to be better. They have more. They have starters playing. You can't start as slow as you did with an offensive game plan today. You can't do that Thursday. You don't have a choice. The problem is they scored a touchdown in the second half, but you got a massive pass interference penalty that puts you down there in territory to score. So you did not have to move the football, right? So you still saw an abysmal offensive display. Right? It was just, at that point, you can't have multiple receivers putting the ball on the ground. You just, that's going to, I mean, when you actually open the playbook, we saw, I mean, I'm not going to say it was open, but we saw the ball get thrown downfield in the second half.
Yeah.
And the ball was put on the ground. With some of those are tough catches, I get it, but that's why they pay you all this money. You got to make those catches. And if you're as a first round pick, those cannot happen.
You got outcoached today. I know the drops are something we're going to talk about. Marvin Harrison Jr., 2 drops. Zay Jones could have iced the game, drop. I think it just comes down to the Cardinals were outcoached and didn't have their players ready to play. I mean, the 49ers, the Niner team that you're probably going to see later this year is going to look starkly different.
Yeah.
And
you got to get them now.
Yeah.
You got to get them now. And you talk about being outcoached, but you're also out-executed. They came up with the plays when they were there to be made.
Right.
You were making plays on defense. And a tip of the cap to Nick Rallis, Calais Campbell, Rabbit Taylor Demerson, Mack Wilson, guys who went out there and balled and did everything they could to stop this 49ers team that they knew was undermanned. But offensively, you could pretty much outside of one touchdown drive, you were set up, Brittan, by a big PI. You know, Marvin Harrison Jr. could have certainly just taken that one down for a score, made it a little bit easier. But, you know, Trey does kind of score for you, so it's a moot point. You get it done, but outside of that, you just squandered opportunity after opportunity. And it started with the opening kick. You can't get anything going on. You missed these field goal to start.
Yep.
But I mean, it's you're not running a productive offense, and then throughout the entire first half, you're shutting down Mac Jones. but you're not taking advantage of those opportunities, and that just continued to linger throughout the game, and it cost you at the end. It cost you a valuable win.
Think about those last 2 possessions for the Arizona Cardinals. Your defense gets you an INT. The Niners are driving. Taylor Demerson takes the football away. Should be game over at that point. And Cardinals offense can't do anything. You have to punt. Your Blake Gillikin bails your ass out. They have a punt that lands inside the 5. Calais Campbell then forces a safety. Can the offense close the game out? The last 2 weeks, they haven't been able to do that. Defense said, we'll take care of you. This week, offense, 1 first down. 3rd and 9, Zay Jones drops the ball. But again, to me, it's bigger than just a singular play. And I hope as we progress into this week and the narratives start to shift and form, I don't want it to be remembered as, well, Zay Jones blew the game. No, your offense was terrible for 4 quarters. Right. You had 1 good possession. And you said, you know what? The run game's not working. We're going to throw the ball downfield. We're going to put pressure on this defense. And guess what? They had no answer for it. You yourself played right into their hand. You got out-coached if you're Drew Petzing and Jonathan Gannon today. You had no ability to run the football outside of 1 run from Trey Benson. But, yeah, let's keep everything parallel at the line of scrimmage. Let's let them stack the box. We'll run right into it, right? Those first 2 plays, after Kyler Murray had that keep, and then Trey Benson got that first down, you basically gave away 2 plays. It was over. It was evident. You said, hey, we don't even care to execute here. And then you put all the pressure on Kyler Murray to make that throw, and he succeeds. And because you got cheap in the offseason and you don't prioritize the position, Zay Jones dropped what would have been a game-winning catch instead of Christian Kirk or a draft pick or somebody else. Because Zay Jones gets 2 targets a game. Because Marvin Harrison Jr. gets 4 targets a game. So there's an immense amount of pressure. It's in everybody's head right now. There's no sequency to this. There's no rhythm. There's no consistency, BG. So at that point, no one can be surprised. You are what your coaching emulates. And this coaching staff, offensively, it's tight ends, it's running backs. And again, congratulations. You're 2-1. You should be 3-0. You're scoring under 20 points per game through the first 3 weeks of the season.
The part is, I agree with what you said with Zay. Like, you can't blame the drop on, but he didn't lose the game.
Right.
But he had an opportunity
to win the game.
Yeah.
Right.
And he didn't come through. Same thing with the other drops, right? Marvin had a wide open drop.
Yep.
Then he had the one in the end zone. Yes, you got the PI. DeMercado had a bad one that should have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
All right, we're sitting here going over what could have happened when there was at least 3 touchdowns left on the board due to dropped passes.
Yeah.
Right? Ball was there. Ball was thrown where it was supposed to be. You got to come down with it. Sometimes, I mean, not every pass is going to be right into your hands. And we saw today, right in your hands didn't matter either.
Right.
Right? It's kind of one of those positions where the plays were out there to be made, and you did not execute the play.
No.
Right? You had all the opportunities, like you said. The defense put you in prime position. After you get a safety and you get the ball back, and everything is going your way, and you just stop. You go back to this abysmal, hey, we're going to try to hand the ball off and run outside zone, which hasn't worked all day long.
Nope.
Then you get a little quarterback keeper that gets you a little bit of life. You get a first down, like you said, and then you're right back to, let's go back to outside zone, inside zone.
Yeah.
All right, it's not working, and now you're in 3rd and 9. You don't have a choice. You have to put the ball in the air when you're trying to keep the clock running, and it's an incomplete pass.
Bo, an embarrassing performance for 4 quarters. They didn't have 1 good quarter. And you think about, execute.
It goes field goal, punt, touchdown, punt, punt. And when you look at the 49ers on offense in the second half, you get the punt, when you come out of the locker room, you need to stop from your defense. Guess what? You get one. And then your defense comes up with a huge goal line stand.
Yeah.
Absolutely massive goal line stand.
That should have been the game.
Mack Wilson comes up with a huge play. Looked like Will Johnson in week 1. Lighten up Christian McCaffrey on 4th and gotta have it. Shuts him down on downs. And then what do you do on 3rd and 1? You come up, you dial up whatever near safety for Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
And then you put your defense, sure, 4th and 2 happens. Ricky Pearsall makes the catch down the sideline. But, you've got the touchdown that's scored there by the San Francisco 49ers. And then they proceed to go interception, safety, and then the field goal to win it.
And the Niners have no players left. They lost a corner. They lost both their pass rushers. They were already down players entering this game. At what point? Because you've been pushing back against the narrative. You think that the offense deserves time to get it right. You think that they have some opportunities here early on in the schedule where you just lost the game solely because of your offense in a game that you absolutely had to have. I know the players have to execute, but at what point does the messaging of the person calling the plays fall on deaf ears? We see a unit that's lifeless right now. We see a unit that cannot make plays that are there to be made or not. We see a unit that is not responding to their play caller. At what point, if you're Jonathan Gannon, you just say, I have to make a change to shake up this room?
Well, you just don't have the luxury of saying, hey, well, it was coming off an ugly win, and we've got an opportunity to go back to the drawing board and kind of pick up the pieces, but also get to kind of look at our names in the standing with a notch right by the win column. You don't have that any longer. It's not there. You can't just hang your hat on that. That's gone, and you have to figure out what went wrong. Who's to blame for this? And there's nowhere to hide as far as this goes. There's nowhere to say, hey, well, we had, these 3 drives here, and we weren't running, traditional offense because, and the passing attack wasn't there because we were playing ahead for, 70% of the first 2 games. That wasn't the case. You were tasked with, hey, you had to run an offense to go generate points, to win a football game, and you just couldn't do it. It wasn't enough. It was actually just far below where the bar should be set for any NFL team. I don't care what your expectations are. You should have been able to be put in a position from your defense played today. It's just
they scored points for you.
They scored points for you. They said, hey, this is a tie game. Nick Rollis, we can't get any points. Can you get some? And he says, sure.
Yeah.
We'll get Calais Campbell at 39 years old coming up with another big play at the end of the game.
We're missing like 4 players. We're missing multiple corners, right? We don't have our first-round pick from this year, but we'll carry your ass. You're missing Paris Johnson Jr. They're missing both edge rushers. I mean, we're going to go on and on about this. Do they make a change? I don't think they would make a change at offensive coordinator before the Seahawks game, but I'm going to play hypothetical as we're brought to you by our friends Gila River Resorts and Casinos and our friends at Bet365. Never ordinary. Use the Bet365 app today. Our little parlay did okay. Not great. Did okay. Underhit, Trey. So 2 of the 3 legs.
Bosa got hurt.
Bosa got hurt.
But that's another part of this.
Right.
Like, Bosa's not in the game.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is Drew Petzing, I'm going to ask you both this. I'm going to start with you. Is Drew Petzing coaching for his job Thursday night?
I mean, I feel like he should have been done after that Carolina game.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it last week. We have reached the peak of Drew Petzing's offense.
Yep.
You've seen everything that he has, and everybody knows it. It's predictable. Teams are like the 49ers did nothing but stack the box all day long.
Yeah.
Right? You had one-on-one coverage the majority of the day with receivers outside, and we couldn't push the ball downfield. Right? It's predictable. Everybody knows what's coming. We've seen the peak of it. Right? It doesn't get any better than this. These are the pass plays. These are the run plays. Right? It's a very basic offense. There's nothing past that. So at this point, if you put this same display on Thursday night, I don't know if you have a job. I don't know by the end of the fourth quarter.
I don't think you score at this rate. Bo, is Drew Petzing coaching for his job Thursday?
I mean, the seat is hot. It's finally heating up. I think that it's before, there were certain things that you could hang your hat on as if you're Jonathan Gannon, who's very loyal to Drew Petzing and this coaching staff that came into this organization together. They clearly trusted Drew Petzing throughout this offseason to run it back, to take the same collection of players and in the similar play structure and scheme and move forward with that to where there was a sense of conviction there where I think that got rattled today. It had to have gotten rattled today because if it didn't, you want a more, self-aware organization. And I think they are. I'm going to give them that much credit. But I think that this was kind of this was an eye-opening performance or lack thereof.
I think you're looking around the NFL and you see coordinators that aren't performing and you see guys that are, in the midst of like a rocky first start. If you're Cam Ward, Michael Penix, right? And it's like, yeah, but all those entities for the most part, first year starting, second year starting, first year calling plays. And it's like, okay, we're going to give people time.
Right.
And the expectations aren't there. And our quarterback's missing if you're Cincinnati or the Vikings. This is year 3 for Drew Petzing, and that's what you're getting 3 games in. Year 3 with Drew Petzing, and you have no sense of urgency. Hell, you don't have any identity anymore. You lose James Conner now to what likely is going to be a season-ending injury. You couldn't run the ball anyway. Clayton Adams is in Dallas. Justin Fry's looked okay. I think if you're Jonathan Gannon, it's like we want to be able to still make the most of this year. We need a new voice. Hell, go get Doug Peterson's not coach. He's on the street right now. Bring him in. Have him be an offensive consultant. Get North Turner in here. You have to do something. I think Drew Petzing, I think it's fair to say he's coaching for his job Thursday. I think if you have a dismal home opener, or excuse me, Thursday night football game in prime time,
yeah.
and you look bad, and it's year 3, Gannon's doing his part defensively with Rollis. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't watch 17 games of this. You've been proven to be fraudulent. And again, I hate using that word because I use it. Give the Niners immense credit. I know people are giving me grief in the comments. Like, Niners outcoached the Cardinals, say unequivocally. We got to take a break. We're coming right back. Hit that like button. 1,400 watching live. Again, it's PHNX. So flipping fired up right now. All I want to do is go curl into a ball and eat Circle K food because that's what I need. That's what your boy needs right now.
With it, yeah.
I need Coke food. I need Circle K meal deal matrix, friends. They've got the $3, $4, and $5 meal deal right now. $3 meal deal, do you right. Any hot dog, tornado, Frito-Lay's chips, Polar Pop up to 44 ounces, $3. I mean, nothing costs under $10 anymore. Circle K's got the $4 meal deal. Breakfast Sammy hash brown, Bang C4 energy drink. That'll get you juiced. $4 to start your day. And then the coup de grace, the chef's kiss, the $5 meal deal. 2 slices of za, any 20-ounce soda or Polar Pop up to 44 ounces. Again, the pizza's as big as your head, $5. You can't beat it. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details.
If you were entrusting one of the Cardinals coaches with your future as far as play calling, you going Nick Rollis or going Drew Petzing?
I think you know.
Going Nick Rollis, right?
Yeah.
You want the Nick Rollis of your wealth, right? You got that with our friends over at Monarch Money. You got a guy that's going to put your finances in a safe place, feel organized with your financial health. Of course, you can check it out, Monarch Money, the all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in a clean interface on your laptop or your phone. Yeah, just right there at your fingertips. You can build that wealth. You've got like your own personal CFO right there. You ever look back at your bank account and say, where the hell did all my money go? Where is it? It's all these streaming services or food delivery services, and it's all, you don't even know like where your money's going. Is it going to your 401k? Where are your investments? Monarch Money's got that all funneled into one spot for you. You're going to know where you could start to build money, not just, make do and go month to month. No, build real, true wealth. Check it out and save 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com just by being a viewer or listener of PHNX. Use the code PHNX at monarchmoney.com in your browser and get half off your first year, 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with the code PHNX.
It stinks. It sucks because I thought Kyler Murray played well today, well enough for the Cardinals to win this game. He was not without blame. But again, Cardinals take the L. The X Factor player of the game, I think, comes to no surprise. Mack Wilson Sr. was outstanding today. He had the tone-setting plays of this game.
Yeah.
I mean, 12 tackles, 6 solo, monster TFL, 2 passes defense, and not seen on here. He completely obliterated Christian McCaffrey at the goal line. I mean, there were no less than 4 instances, Brittan, in which I thought the Cardinals defense won this game for them. And yet the offense continued to wet the bed. You feel for Mack Wilson.
You have to. He played a heck of a game today. Like you said, that hit on a 4th down,
Yep,
right there on the goal line, it kind of changed things. You could see the defense got a little bit of life, but they played great all game. All game. Yeah, they had a couple drives where the 49ers moved the ball down the field, but at times, our defense was not on the field very long today. And they did a very good job of getting on and off the field, and they did it well, and the offense could not support that and help them out in the back end. And that's tough. That's a lot to ask for a defense, right? Especially when you've done such a good job in the first half of not being on the field. Yes, you're going to get tired in the second half when they're driving the ball because they have the ball in the second half because your offense is going 3 and out and not moving the football. So Mack Wilson, I mean, he did everything he could today to win this game, for the Cardinals to win this game, along with Calais Campbell and Buddha and these other guys on the defensive side of the ball. The offense just gave them zero help.
His 2 pass breakups, one was on 4th and 1, right? I mean, in a got-to-have-it situation, and the other, BG, you were pointing out, if he doesn't knock that down, that's an 18-yard completion down the field.
Yeah.
Instead of having them backed up and forcing that safety a few plays later, you've got the Mac Jones and the Niners offense probably running a different style or different type of, game-winning field goal drive. I mean, the defense, and it was anchored by, I think, Mack and crew, calling the defense out there. They gave up one touchdown. That was the one when they started their drive with the best field position because of the near safety that almost happened after Mack Wilson gets them off the field the previous series. So they did their job. They really shouldn't hang their head. I know people are going to want to get after them because giving up the yardage to get that field goal there. But look,
come on.
I mean, how much can you ask of your defense at this point?
They scored. They
did everything they could for you to win this game. The defense played to win.
Here are a couple keynotes. Teo Mackey's in San Francisco, does a nice job for AZ Central. Jonathan Gannon, this is a quote. I had no problems with the offensive play calling, never will. I know exactly what we're calling, so if you've got a problem with that, you should look at me. And again, taking ownership like any good head coach should. He's not going to come out and rip Drew. I mean, he's come out in weeks prior. I mean, like, we got to have more explosives. We got to score more points. Like, I think they're going to go through the 5 most tumultuous days, I think, of his era, the Drew Petzing era coming up.
Taking accountability, though, does nothing for you right now. We've been seeing the accountability being taken. Yes, I'm the one. I'm the head coach. Listen, it's past that because that's what we're hearing every single week for the last year and 3 games. We hear it. Oh, lack of offense. Well, that's on me because I'm head coach. No, right? Put your man on the stand. It's time. Like, you got to answer for your own crimes. Why are we not doing this? It's to the point where you can't hide behind your head coach anymore because your offense has been failing since you've been here.
I mean, it's gotten worse.
There was clearly something said at halftime. The way they changed how they opened it up in the second half.
Kind of.
They did. No, I know.
They threw the ball more.
Yeah, they did. They looked like they were running more of had a sense of urgency and obviously way more of a want to push the ball downfield than the first. I mean, the first half was atrocious. I mean, like I pointed out, it was 5 targets for the wide receivers with 3 catches for 15 yards, and they were able to at least move some offense. It's just there was something. There had to have been something said. Like, but if anything, I know you can only read so much through coach speak.
Yeah.
It just goes to point to show that organizationally, they feel different than the fan base does about the play call. But as I said earlier, I mean, this is a performance you can't run from.
Right.
And here's one thing that could be true, but based on 3 performances through the 2025 season, you could be a little lucky you're playing on a short week. Can you do enough to kind of rid yourself of this performance? Now, there's a good chance that it's going to be another repeat in week 4 on Thursday Night Football, but you do have an opportunity.
Arizona Cardinals offense averaging 17.6 points, 17.6 points per game.
Yeah.
If you subtract a defensive touchdown last week and a safety this week, they're at 17.6 points per game offensively against the Saints, against the Carolina Panthers, against the injury-depleted 49ers. I'm at the point, I don't care whose fault it is, but whenever you look at an individual in any professional setting, you're like, well, they're not a great employer. They're not getting we're not getting the performance that we want or the results that we want. Guess what? Have they been coached? Are they responding to your coaching? If not, you can cut them loose. Move on. You said everybody's good. The offensive personnel, we're keeping everybody. We're running it back. No changes, no notes. So it's like, okay, well, your general manager and your head coach said, we like these players, we want these players. Yep. So who is teaching them? This is the downside of having a defensive head coach right now because, as you saw on the flip side, you've got Kyle Shanahan, who's making the most of it with Mac Jones, and then he's got Robert Saleh, himself, a former head coach. And Jonathan Gannon right now is, in my opinion, too loyal to an OC that has now begun to cost him games. I know people are going to point to the players have to make the plays. I'm sorry. Like, look around the NFL. Jim Harbaugh took perennial bust Quentin Johnston and has made him a player. Guess what? Because he's a great coach and he can elevate. Look around the NFL. There are examples like that everywhere. Shane Steichen took Daniel Jones off the garbage heap and their offense is unbelievable. Just like Jonathan Gannon took Reed Blankenship in Philadelphia and made him a starter and took Hassan Reddick and made him an all-pro. What has Drew Petzing done with this offense? Who the hell has he elevated? Nobody. We're sitting here averaging 20 points per game on an offense that's got Marv and Paris and James Conner and Trey McBride and Kyler Murray and all these assets that you wanted. And it's like, what can you do for us? Nothing. You got outplayed by Mac Jones today, and you got to eat that for 5 days. I mean, the temperature, I don't care if they think it's not a problem, because guess what? It's a results business.
It is. It's what have you done for me lately? Right? And it's literally, if you flip this and you put this on players get cut for performances like this.
Right.
Players lose their jobs. Right? And we're sitting here looking at Petzing week in and week out, and it's poor performance after poor performance. Right? You got to find ways to get your playmakers the football, and we're just not doing that. There's nothing in this playbook that's designed for that. It's just basic plays with a basic offense, and when it runs out of steam and there's nowhere to go, you have nothing to do. There's no fallback plan. You can't switch to this type of game. You can't switch to that game. Right? You're playing whatever this game plan is in, it's put in. These are the plays. It's almost like he's just going down the line. Right? You have a first 15, but he's doing it for 50 plays. And it's just, if this one don't work, we'll try the next one. If this one don't work, we'll try the next one. Right? Yes, your players still have to execute. Kyler Murray has to make the throws. Your receivers have to catch the ball. The offensive line has to block. Right? But it comes to a point where if your game plan and your scheme is bad, it's not good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
That
then it's
game
not going to
shouldn't have
matter
come
who
down
you
to
have
Zay
out
Jones.
No, not at all.
It should have never been to a point where Zay Jones had a drop and the game ended off of that. No, because there's 3 or 4 instances where, one, you had other drops for touchdowns, but there was no sense of urgency as an offense from start to finish today.
Nope.
No. I mean, it was lost in the first 3 quarters for the most part with your inability to run anything that resembled a quality offense or, even an average offense. Marvin Harrison Jr., 3 catches, 44 yards. We're going to get into his performance. BG is going to give you his insight, his pro insight. It's all coming up next here, PHNX Cardinals.
Absolutely brutal by the Arizona Cardinals. Not brutal. Our friends at Brandon Bills right here. They're keeping us looking fresh despite this L. We're taking L's, but we're not taking L's on the streets. Walking around in our Brandon Bills lids. They've got snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies. They've got tees, graphic tees. Brandon Bills has you covered with performance and style. We got 1,400 people watching right now. You want to get yourself some cool ass gear? BB PHNX for 15% off right now at BrandonBills.com. They've got partnerships with over 40 universities, including ASU, U of A. Their campus collection is elite. They also partner with the Phoenix Suns. Ever heard of them? Locally owned and operated here in Mesa, Arizona. Again, head to BrandonBills.com. Bonus code BBPHNX, 15% off.
What a great job by our host today, Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Love it. Love coming here for every road game. Get yourself down here. Have some great food. The atmosphere, the vibes, they're immaculate. People are locked in, win or lose. Come here, and then if you lose and watch your team, they can't come away with it, go down to the tables and make up for it. I'm sure there's some people having a great time right now on roulette or craps, making some money, playing some blackjack. Gila River Resorts and Casinos, nobody does it better. Visit one of their 4 locations. Wild Horse Pass, that's where we are. Lone Butte, Vequiva, Santan Mountain, and experience the best the Valley has to offer. AAA 4-diamond resorts with relaxation to take charge with unbeatable desert and mountain views, 4,500 slots, table games. Catch all the action in their sports books. Check them out right now. You do you. Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playathila.com. That's playathila.com for all the details.
Let's count some cards here on a PHNX Cardinals post-game show. Counting cards brought to you by our friends at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. How about that? Let's skip over K1 for a second. Bo, you teased that Marvin Harrison Jr. 2 drops today. That 1 drop is going to be played on repeats ad nauseum throughout the course of this week, as it should. Marv did lead the Cardinals, 3 catches, 44 yards on 6 targets. I hit that on the money. I said he was going to have only 6 targets. Where do we start with the 4th overall pick that right now just looks completely lost?
Well, I think you start here, guys, where last week we see Tedero McMillan go for 100 yards receiving.
Yep.
And be the vocal point of that offense. And then you see Ricky Pearsall, a guy who was drafted, almost 25 picks later than Marvin Harrison Jr. In the first round in the same draft. He goes 8 catches for 11 targets, 117 yards. Big play on 4th down. They called his number, and he came up clutch for them. You see him in the rhythm of the offense.
Yeah.
That's back-to-back games. So a draft removed in Tet, and then, of course, a couple picks removed in the same draft as Ricky Pearsall, and you're seeing it on full display and you're just seeing Marvin Harrison Jr., BG, just not getting involved in this offense enough to get in the rhythm. Like, you're not going to make any excuses for drops, right? But when your number's called and you're cold and you're not in rhythm, it's a little bit tougher to come up with the play.
But I don't even know.
But it makes things look worse.
It makes it looks a lot. It does make it look a lot worse. But it's just at the point, right? There's no focal point in this offense. Right? It was James Conner was your focal point, right? And now you've lost him. But receiver-wise, there's nobody in this receiver room that anybody in this league fears outside of Trey McBride.
Yeah.
And he's technically your tight end, but the best receiver that you have, which is why he's bracketed. But the 49ers put 8 guys in the box. They bracketed Trey McBride, and they said to all the other 3 receivers, we don't think you're good enough to beat us in one-on-one, right? And that goes from play calling to execution to everybody, right? Now, Marvin, you can't put that ball on the ground.
No.
You can't put either of the balls on the ground. The one in the end zone was going to be a tough catch, right? And you got the pass interference, whatever. But the one is wide open. And this goes back to what we talked about last season, to what we talked earlier about this season. It's the body catching.
Yeah.
You are allowing that ball to get too far in, and it's hitting you in the chest. It's going to be hard. Like that ball today, there wasn't a soul around him. And instead of reaching out and plucking it with his hands, it comes all the way to his chest.
His head.
And it hits down, hits the ground, hits his chest, hits the ground, and to drop the ball. It's just, it's week in and week out that we're talking about this, right? It was a pass breakup with Marv. Well, how did he attack that ball? He didn't. He jumped and tried to let it come all the way down, which is why a DB got a hand in there and knocked the ball out. He's got to start using his body type. You're big, you're tall, you've got big hands. You have to go after the football. You can't let the ball come to you. You have to attack the football. There was not one time when you saw number 11, who played here for 17 years, and is he will go down as the greatest hands-catching receiver in the NFL. I mean, the man had more tackles than he had drops in his career, right? Yeah. But when Larry attacked that football, Larry attacked it with the hands. He went after it. He caught it with his hands away from his body. And that's what made him so great, is the hand part. And you're not seeing that from Marv.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. I know people are throwing around the B word in the chat. I'm going to reserve labeling Marv until, I don't know, somebody else gets their hands on him. I am of the mindset, like, I don't think it's going to succeed if it succeeds with Drew Petzing. I just don't. Whether or not you feel like it's Marv's issue or not, I mean, like, Roma Dunze was pretty vanilla last year. He's got Ben Johnson. He looks great now. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, what would they do with Drew Petzing? I'm putting it on the OC, because guess what? No receiver plays well in this offense. Every receiver forgets how to catch the ball. The route concepts are vanilla. Like, I'm not saying Marv's not without blame, but
look at the other side. Ricky Pearsall missed a chunk of his rookie season. He was shot in the chest.
Yeah.
He came back, and he's got Mac Jones throwing the football, and he's passing the century mark. He's making big plays. He's getting involved. He's got 11 targets on the game. He's hauling in 8 of them.
But that's an offense. There's an offensive coordinator on that side. Yeah. Right? There's things schemed up. There's a 4th and 9 play, and it went to Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah.
Right? You got Christian McCaffrey. You got all types of things. Nothing against Pearsall. All Pearsall has done since he's been in a 49ers uniform is produce. Right? He's made the plays that when the plays come to him, he does it right. Right? We don't have that on our side of the football. But we also don't have Kyle Shanahan calling plays either. But that's the thing, right? We can sit here and blame the play calling, which it's got a lot to do with a lot of things. But at the end of the day, you've got to have playmakers that make the play.
Yeah, I mean, again, it shouldn't have come down to Zay Jones. It shouldn't have. I mean, the Cardinals had every opportunity to blow out the 49ers today. But at no point, especially in the first half, I think we forget how bad the first half was, because the second half they had a couple additional scoring drives. The first half, the Cardinals, did they ever get inside the 20? I mean, it was a disastrous performance. And, Nick Bosa and Mykel Williams both leave the games. I don't think Nick Bosa played in the second quarter. They just, the lack of sense of urgency with this offense, I think it's gone into, like,
they were 1 for 3 in the red zone.
I think it's gone into Marv's psyche, honestly. You're a reflection of your play caller. You're a reflection of your coaching staff. And your coaching staff is supposed to get the most out of you. Watching the Cardinals offense, and it's not just Marv, it's all the skill players. That's not a tight end.
Yeah.
It's just like, we're going through the motions. And they have no sense of urgency. I don't think they have a lot of confidence in their route trees, in their ability to win in this offense. So I am very cautious about putting it on players, especially when the players have resumes of success. Where has Drew Petzing ever coordinated a top, aerial offense? He's never done it. He's been a tight ends position coach. He underperformed with Baker Mayfield. That staff did in Cleveland. I mean, just go back. He just has not been great as a position coach dealing with receivers. So it's why I'm skeptical now. If somebody asks you, I want everybody to ask yourself this. Somebody asked you, would you rather give up on the 4th overall pick that was an all-accolade player or Drew Petzing? What would you try first? I don't know. You would try getting rid of the play caller that stymies offensive production for receivers.
Right. Let's continue on here with counting cards if we could. No, let's get that bad boy back up on here. We'll stick with the passing attack. Just one passing touchdown from Kyler Murray. As you mentioned, Johnny, they were 1 for 3 in the red zone. They were able to convert on that goal to go after being set up by that DPI. But other than that, just couldn't get it going in that in the money zone. And Kyler Murray now, after 2 touchdown passes in the opener, he now has one in each of the last 2 games. So 4 overall.
I mean, he should have had at least 3 today.
Yeah.
You had two touchdown passes that were dropped.
Mm-hmm.
2 for sure touchdown passes dropped.
Yep. And then, of course, Trey Benson, who is now going to be the bona fide RB1 for this team. He had 10 carries, 42 yards, looked okay. But, James Conner before his injury, 9 for 22. Doesn't really matter who's running the football. If the offensive line doesn't block better, maybe this expedites somebody like Will Hernandez coming back soon, certainly maybe after the bye. But, I mean, we've glossed over it because there's so many other emotions that we have to go through. But James Conner probably certainly being lost for the year with an ankle injury. We all saw that play. So
when you look at Trey Benson, he had 42 yards and 29 on one play. So he had 9 carries for 13 yards outside of that 29-yard carry. I mean, he's got this is going to be the opportunity. Like he's going to be your RB1, and Deer Mikado is going to be your 3rd down back, and Michael Carter is going to be probably elevated from the practice squad, or we'll see what they do with Bam Knight. I don't know. He was inactive today, but you still need to get it. I mean, overall, 28 carries for 106 yards and 3.8 yards per carry.
Yeah. You're
supplemented by that big run, and you're supplemented by Kyler Murray's 6.2 yards per carry. So the run game's still too quiet. I mean, you're 3rd and 9 there because you can't get anything down on 1st and 2nd down in the final offensive drive of the game. You're 0 for 3 as far as really kind of being able to run offense when you need it to put a game away.
It's the predictability of your run game now.
Yeah.
You've lost that element of surprise, I guess, or whatever they had last year.
Edge, whatever.
You've lost the edge, the element. You were extremely predictable in the run game. And the 49ers exposed that heavily today by just stacking the box and saying, we know where you're going to go, we know what you're going to do, and we're going to stop it.
We're going to take a break. We're coming back. We've got your Super Chats. Become a supporter down below. Click that join button. Just $5 a month. Again, we've added almost triple digits this month. If you want to be able to utilize all of the tremendous emojis that are on full display here. And again, I made a promise to our supporters club that I intend to fulfill. I might have to have Noah go make a little bit of a 12-ounce Michelob Ultra run before the end of the show. But stick around. Again, right now, supporters club, great chance to get in and support what we're doing here at PHNX Sports. Hit that like button. We'll be right back after this. But first, if you need to cool down after this game and mellow out, why not do it with our friends at Zen Leaf Dispensaries? All right, Phoenix, we're gearing up for another game day. Whether you're winding down after a hike or, God forbid, another Cardinal disaster offensive performance, do it with our friends at Zen Leaf Dispensary, your go-to spot for cannabis, flowers, vapes, edibles, and more, all from brands you trust, with locations across the valley, Chandler, Gilbert, North Phoenix, and more. Easy way to kick off or order online for express pickup. And for a limited time only, use the bonus code ZEN, PHNX, Z-E-N, PHNX for 50% off. Use the link in the description below to check out one of their 8 Valley locations. Again, bonus code, promo code ZEN, PHNX, 15% off, 5050, your first purchase. Zen Leaf, great weed, great service, Bo, every time.
Everybody needs a checking account, no doubt about it, right? You're not just going to go bury your money in your backyard. It's not going to keep it safe, and it's not going to give you any perks. Mountain America, My Style, Your Lifestyle checking account is how you can cash in with where you put your money. Check them out. Get your perks. How about restaurant deals? Mobile phone protection, telehealth access, identity protection, loan rate discounts, offers on travel, events, and so much more. Make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. Over hundreds of branches throughout the West here. Visit macu.com/mystyle to apply. That's macu.com/mystyle to apply. Membership required based on eligibility. Some benefits require no cost registration activation. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. But check them out right now. Make My Style your lifestyle at Mountain America Credit Union. macu.com/mystyle.
Let's check out a little Desert Financial Credit Union by the numbers here on a PHNX Cardinals post-game show. Get your super chats in. We got 32 and counting. Get those likes up. We got just 200. We're going for 1,000 here on a post-game show. By the numbers here, Cardinals won the turnover battle, the time of possession, yet took a big dump and lost this game. BG, I can't remember. You had a takeaway. You had a defensive score. You won time of possession, and you lost. That is unbelievable.
Well, it goes back to the first half, really. I mean, you had got 3 points out of 20-plus minutes out of the 30 in the first half. You had the ball for over 20 minutes in the first half, and you got 3 points. And you had, I think, if I'm correct, you probably had, 90 total yards off of 5 or 6 drives. You had no yardage. You didn't move the football, but somehow you had the football for 20 minutes, and you got no points out of it. And it's you can't win the time of possession and not put points on the board. That's not. You'll never win a game like that.
They weren't even close.
Time of possession, turnover battle, like it's all there except for the offensive production.
Everything they tell you at the beginning of the week, right? We need to win the turnover battle and we need to win the time of possession. We can keep our defense off the field.
Yeah.
We have a good chance to win this game. But in the instance we saw today, you were never in control in this game. Even though you controlled the clock for most of this game.
Didn't matter.
But you didn't score points, so you were never in control.
Even when the Niners were throwing passes downfield, it was like, this looks different.
Right.
Their passing game, it was like, this looks competent, what Mac Jones is doing. And then the Cardinals are out there outside of like 2 possessions in the second half, and it was like, this looks broken, and they don't know what they're doing. And I'm sorry, you guys have had this playbook for 3 years. This is what we have.
I mean, the Niners, after a tough start, they only go for 7 yards, I think, on 6 plays, back-to-back 3-and-outs because your defense came out of the gates how they should. And then they go 2 consecutive scoring drives. And you're right. You start to see it. It's like Mac Jones, 18 yards to Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, 11 yards to Ricky Pearsall. My God, was anybody else out there making plays for him? It is such a jagged edge pill like that you have to swallow. To look at this game and how it was just crapped away by the Arizona Cardinals with just a putrid offensive performance. It really is unfortunate.
I mean, is this the kind of game that could linger on this season? Like, assuming that they lose Thursday.
Like, even when you saw it and they were moving the football, and like when you look at the second half, they get a field goal and then they get the touchdown, but there's 3 punts in between that and after that. Even when they got the field goal, they couldn't get out of their own way that entire drive. There was the Marv drop, there was the penalty, and then there was the DiMercato drop.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, even when you ran what looked like, because it was so putrid in the first half, you're like, okay, well, at least there's points there. So, no, like, there was nothing like that you could say, hey, this is something we could parlay into future success. This is something we're executed, block away from this turning into us being unstoppable or being an efficient offense.
I feel like, execution is what was missing today on top of play calling. But isn't it the OC's job to make sure that the players are ready to go and perform and execute? Like, you're going to hear people that are defending Drew say, well, he didn't drop those passes today. But, like, isn't part of being a football player, it's like you have to be prepared to be in a position to make those plays? Like you don't see that from well-coached offenses. They're not dropping passes. Like, That can't be an anomaly. It's like, hey, Drew didn't drop those passes, but yet all your players on offense are dropping passes, Drew. Doesn't that say something about Drew Petzing as a play caller?
It says something about your offense as a whole. Like something's not being done at practice. I don't know who's to blame. Honestly, we blame the OC, right? You have to with the play calling instances, but you can't blame him for the playmakers not making the plays, right? You drop the ball, we can't blame Drew for them dropping the ball.
Right.
What we can blame Drew for is a mediocre offensive attack. Like I said earlier, there's no sense of urgency with this offense at all, right? It's a very watered down, like, hey, we're going to run inside, we're going to run outside zone.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't work, we're going to try to pass. But when we try to pass, we're throwing the ball 3 yards downfield. And then you're sitting in 3rd and 8s and 3rd and 9s and 3rd and 7s. And there's just, you have to throw it. Now you're trying to throw it downfield. And they're not stacking the box with 8 anymore. Now they're playing defense.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like you've had opportunities on 1st and 2nd down with man coverage with an 8-man box to throw the football downfield. But you choose to try to run right into the teeth of an 8-man box that's literally built right now and designed to stop your run. Right? You're not giving yourself a chance on that side. But, again, as the receivers and the running backs and the guys that are catching the football, you can't blame anybody but you for dropping that ball, right? So it's a mixture of both players and coaches, and there's something that needs to happen in that building, in that practice facility. Somebody's got to step up. Somebody's got to say something. Somebody needs to be moved around. But I don't think they're being coached. I don't think it's being brought up in meetings. Or anything like, hey, we had 6 drops today as a team. What are we doing? What are we doing to fix that? What are we doing? Like, are we on the jugs machine during the week? Are we catching extra passes? Like, it's to this point, if we're not doing things in our off time to help better ourselves, you can't just work from 8 to 6 when you're there. You can't just go in there and be a football player. This is a professional sport. This isn't high school. This isn't college. You're not on scholarship. You can lose your job at any given moment here, right? And it's guys that lose their jobs for this. So it's just at that point, somebody's got to figure it out.
I just feel like at what point is Coach Gannon going to have seen enough? Like what do you think it will take? Because again, look at don't worry about like the record of these teams, but okay, you're going to face the Seahawks defense, elite. The Titans defense, which they were bad today, has been good.
Right.
The Colts, you got to be able to score at least 24 points in that game. The Packers, I mean, you don't have a cupcake on the surface for this team that couldn't score today against the Cowboys November 3rd on Monday Night Football after your bye. I think
you're going to have to score points in that game.
In every game.
You're going to have to score points every game you play.
And you're going to have to do it without James Conner.
Yeah.
Because there ain't no way
You're going to have to throw the football further than 10 yards.
Yeah.
And this is what bothers me, Bo, is like they have players that can do it. Mm-hmm. They have people open and they can execute. That has to be the identity now.
But it gets back to the question you asked me earlier: is like, what's your confidence level that they can rebound? And I know you're not asking like, can they rebound in 4 days? Can they rebound?
I am asking you, can they rebound in 4 days?
Yeah, and that you have to, right? But you have to do it now without a guy that's gone over 1,000 yards, scrimmage yards in your offense the last 2 seasons before this. So. Like it gets even tougher. The road from here, it doesn't get any easier. Like, does it hopefully maybe remove a crutch? It looked like it did a little bit, but still the production wasn't there enough to win the football game outright when the opportunities were provided to you. It just wasn't. Like, you kept on getting in your own way. You kept on, like, your defense kept on saying, hey, here you go win the football game. And you kept on saying, well, we're just going to stall out here. Or we're not going to run the ball effectively. We got to rely on one play to Zay Jones to potentially ice this thing, and it doesn't come down with it. Yeah. And you can't put yourselves in those positions. That's why I'll maintain this game was lost in the first 3 quarters. It wasn't lost on that Zay Jones drop. I mean that didn't help, and then also the walk-off field goal.
It just the drops are a problem. They feel like an anomaly though. Like. The offense hasn't been good for 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, you can point to the drops and say, like, that was a problem today, but I just feel like BG, but I've been watching this same offense be terrible since about mid-October last year. I've sat in front of my TV or in person and watched this offense not perform. So, like, I don't really care what the reason is. Honestly, I do not. Drew Petzing is probably a great guy. We've had a chance to connect with him. But at some point, you have to make a change to try something else. Because whether it's the players or the coaches or both or the scheme, something's not clicking. People aren't responding to it. And so I think it's ridiculous to sit here and suggest that nobody on this panel is doing that. But I see some people in this market doing it, saying, well, it's on the players and they have to execute. I don't give two shits about that. We've had a year sample size. We've had 2 seasons of this. You want to throw out 2023, that's fine. It's like they haven't been good for 2 years. You got to make a change.
Well, the first half was enough reason to realize that that's not the issue, right? I mean, the first half was they were running the plays, and the plays weren't enough to sustain drives or score points. No. It wasn't a product of guys weren't executing, making plays. Sure, you miss a 57-yarder, but, like, you got to run enough better offense to get closer to shoot. Get say, hey, Chad Ryland, go out there and be our lone source of points.
Yeah.
No. I mean, like BG said, you had 90 yards of total offense. You crushed the time of possession in the first half, and you came away with 3 points. It's not enough. It's just not enough, and that's a product of you're not drawing up the right plays to produce downfield. Now, in the second half, it looked better, but as far as the production-wise, it wasn't much better. I mean, it put you back in the game. It put you in the lead, but it wasn't enough to win the game, that's for sure.
Something has to change because, like you said, something's not clicking. Things aren't registering. It's kind of like you're in that lull where it's just like people are just showing up to work, right? If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. Right? Something in there. There's something in there that's just not registering with everybody, and it's not letting guys take that next step, to get better, to improve week by week. Because at this point, we're seeing regression week by week, which is not the name of the game when you're playing football. You need to find ways to get a little bit better every week. And right now, offensively, you're going backwards, and you're continuously going backwards.
It was probably tough during your playing career because BA was the primary offensive play caller. So if there was an issue with the offense, there probably wasn't a whole lot of things being said at BA, the head coach, right? No. But, like, if you're looking at any side of the football or any phase of a team where they're underperforming, what is being said within those walls? If it's like, we're not going to move off of you, but things need to change. Like, what happens traditionally? You've been part of Super Bowl winning teams. You've been part of the Cardinals teams that were the most successful since they moved to the desert.
It's a lot of that. It's within you, right? It's leaders on the team. It's coaches, right? It's to that point to where, like, if we had, don't get me wrong, there were times where our offense did not perform well. There were times we didn't run the ball well, right? But then there were times where we threw the ball where we didn't throw it. Like, there were times we had halves, we had quarters, right? But you go in and you have to find a way to make a change. And if that requires somebody getting moved around, then that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And the same thing, like, when you're a part of that team, you never allow something to stay where you're at, right? Yes, we had bad times. We had bad quarters, bad halves, but we never stayed in that position, right? If going to halftime, you come out and try to bring a little bit of fire, or the next week you try to figure something else out. The game plan switches, right? Ooh, we didn't do this well this week. Maybe we try something else. And, like, you don't have that here. You don't have it. So when it comes down to, the coaching aspect, and these guys, like I said earlier, these guys get comfortable. They're lulled. It's just, this is the offense. They know this is the offense. Something has to change, and it's got to be you can't say it's the players because right now it doesn't matter. Right?
None of the players are performing.
Nobody's performing, but that starts with the coaching, right? It starts with, there's no fire.
You need some flipping juice, man. And, like, I'm sorry, this is not fair. Life's not fair. They're not moving off of Marv. Kyler Murray played well today. Not great. Look around the NFL. You want to be starting, like, what's his name? Jake Browning. You want to start some of these quarterbacks, like, until they find somebody better than Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's gonna be the quarterback. Like, what's the easiest thing to do that doesn't have a ripple down effect, especially that is an indictment of your GM, is to make a change at offensive coordinator. That's the easiest, honestly, the most efficient thing to do.
Kyler's pretty pedestrian day. Dear Mercado catches that ball. Marv catches the ball earlier in the draft.
Zay Jones.
Marv catches the ball in the end zone. Zay Jones catches the ball. I mean, that's why I have a tough time looking at number one is the, to blame as far as this loss goes.
He wasn't great in the first half, but he turned it on in the second half. I mean, he should have had the game-winning throw to Zay Jones. He dropped it.
Yeah.
Your offensive coordinator is not getting your players prepared to play games.
Yeah.
That's it. The offense comes out and looks like garbage every week. End of story. We're not finishing our story here. Plenty more show to go. We've got some chugging. We got some super chats. We want to hear from you. Sound off in the comments. It's PHNX. But first, we want to hear about how you're loving those new rivalry jerseys. Listen, this Cardinal offense may look like ass on Thursday Night Football, but at least they'll do it in style with these new rivalry jerseys.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, Rally House, baby. Go cop a Trey McBride Rally House jersey with tens of thousands of products to shop from. They got locations Tempe, Mesa, Glendale. Check out Rally House for your game day needs. They've got hats. They've got drinkware, sunscreen. The best part is you're not going to see any Niner garbage or Seahawk merch. They only carry Arizona sports teams. Again, every time you visit a Rally House, you're guaranteed to find something new, unique, and matches your game day vibe. Find your local Rally House location. Shop their entire product assortment online at rallyhouse.com.
For more than 15 years, Access Insurance, the agency of Arizona, has delivered affordable, reliable car insurance for drivers across the Phoenix metro area. They make it simple to get covered, accepting different IDs, driving histories, and license types while partnering with over 20 carriers so you can compare rates and find the best that fits your budget. With bilingual agents at 9 Valley locations, Access is part of the community ready to help you discover coverage and discounts you deserve. Plus, they accept both cash and card for your convenience. Access Auto, trusted by the community, rooted in Phoenix, and ready to help. All statements are subject to terms, exclusions, and conditions of applicable policy. In other instances, all current policy contract language prevails. Coverage is subject to individual policy holders meeting underwriting qualifications and state availability. Other terms, conditions, and exclusions may apply.
Big thanks to everybody. Hit that like button here as we're just a couple minutes away from OT. Again, I feel like it's disrespectful not to highlight some of the defensive performances today. Obviously, Mack Wilson Sr., Robert Taylor Demerson, that pick was fantastic.
Yeah.
Should have been a game winner. The corners, I know Ricky Pearsall had his way, that was it. Corners, no Will Johnson, I thought performed well. And then, of course, Calais Campbell, 2 weeks in a row, should have had the game-winning play. I mean, not much more you can say about this defense.
Sweaty J looked good in the first half. You like what you saw from the defensive front seven?
Yeah.
Really getting after Mac Jones. They kind of banged him up a little bit. That even makes the loss look worse. So you had one-leg Mac Jones beating you.
Yeah.
So liked what I saw from the defense as a whole today. Sure, there's a couple plays I'm sure they wanted back, but that should have been more than enough, that performance, to win the game. And they tried to put the team on their shoulders and just couldn't get it done. Just nearly did have the go-ahead score with the safety, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's just really unfortunate that you squandered that. Luckily, you didn't squander week one, which nearly did, and then almost squandered a strong start to week two. But you definitely did kind of crap this one away.
A lot of squandering.
Yeah,
a lot of squandering.
Yeah.
A lot of vibes going into overtime. No shots and explosives, though.
No.
None. You won't get any.
It's just
hammer
fart noise for
hammer.
overtime.
Get your comments in. We're going to kick things off here. So many super chats. We appreciate everybody here. Let's get things going with our guy. Is it Joseph Colazo? 199. Thank you so much, my guy. Jafet, maybe?
Yeah.
Fire Drew Petzing. I'm sensing a theme to these super chats today. Just a definitive fire Petzing. Let me ask you this, BG. What can he do to quiet this noise? Is it as simple as just scoring more points? It's crazy how that concept works.
That's really what you have to put points. That's it. To get rid of this narrative that you have on you right now, especially with this fan base and everyone else. You've got to put points on the board. You've got to put an offensive product out there that, one, has a sense of urgency, two, produces, right? Even when you're making the catches and you're making the throws, you're not producing, right? Because our routes are going 3.5 yards.
Yeah.
So it's just to the point, you have to put points. At the end of the day, you got to put points on the board.
Let's keep things going. Matt to the power of Joe, 499. Seahawks are going to be fresh for Thursday Night Football after the blowout, while we're going to be licking our wounds for a week after losing James Conner. My 8-0 hopes heartbroken. I don't think – here's what I'll push back, Joe. I don't think you're going to have personnel excuses Thursday. Like, I don't know who's injured, who's not. I expect Paris to give it a go, and maybe Will Johnson. Like, you had the better players today emphatically,
Right.
And it did not matter. It didn't matter one iota.
Yeah, there wasn't, an issue with Beach.
He was great.
Yeah, he
was great.
Filled in great for Paris Johnson Jr. Like, maybe Will Johnson knocks a couple of those passes. I don't know. If Will Johnson is even close to playing, we don't know that. But no, you have no reason to make the excuse of who was available, who was not.
Also, you haven't beaten the Seahawks in the JG era. And Drew Petzing, this is the team he struggles with the most. Ironically enough, Josh, $5. We can't even beat the 49ers backups. We're going to get our dog walked by Seattle. Wide receivers need to figure it out. The whole offense.
Yeah.
If they could run, wing tee, Army style, and score points, like at this point, everybody would take it. Style points have gone out the window. Just score points.
Right.
I don't need style points, just points. The defense was like, we'll have to score points, I guess. The defense has scored 8 points in the last
I was about to say, 2
2
weeks in a row you've gotten points from your defense.
Almost wasn't enough. I mean, think about that. Last week, if the defense doesn't score, do they win that game?
You lose the game.
And there were people. Let me ask you a question. At what point does Jonathan Gannon begin to lose trust, Bo, with the fan base, with staunchly defending Drew Petzing? Is that because I already see that happening on Twitter? It's like, Can you be too loyal to a guy?
I mean, I think you, in this day and age, when your status can change at the drop of a hat, like you have to be able to be adaptable, and that's what has his calling card is.
Right.
He's willing to critically look at any facet of this organization and make tough calls, and this is going to be probably the toughest call, the toughest thing he's going to have to face so far as a head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. And this is coming off of a rebuild where he didn't have any good players in the first year and had to go through that adversity. But this, where we've got somebody that you had a ton of, if not 100% conviction in, and you're faced with, hey, is this the main reason for our non-success? That's gonna be a tough day for him.
Cardinal fans don't want to hear anything about play calling. They just want results. And again, it's like, I know JG wasn't here in 2022 and in 2021 the collapse, and it's just like you're paid to win games, and you can't win. This is not a sustainable way to win games in the NFL. It's not, and I think it's naive to think that way, and I have to believe Jonathan Gannon doesn't think that way, but some of this is like court of public opinion too, BG, where it's just like, come on, like give us something. We said this on our Friday preview show. At what point should we expect different results with the same personnel / coaching?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I said. You're sitting here every week in and week out, expecting different, and it's the same.
Right.
Nothing's changing, which you would almost feel like that has to happen. Like somebody's got to be in there saying, hey, this needs to be changed.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we have just been on this stagnant walk. We haven't moved. We haven't got off of it. We wake up, we do this, we go to bed. We wake up, we do this, we go to bed. That's the philosophy right now. What feels like from the outside looking in, what the philosophy is in the Cardinals organization right now.
Really sad. All right, Mitch, $199. Don't let Drew on the effing plane home, Bo Brock.
Yeah, they want the Lane Kiffin treatment there. Don't let him get off get on the team bus. Yeah, that's the thing, though. I mean, the Jonathan Gannon comments post game here. Now, some of it could be dressed up as coach speak, but he was asked about the offensive play calling. Quote, I have no problems with the offensive play calling, never will. So take that from the head coach. Monti Ossenfort's burner, $199. Wide receivers were iced and got cold to no targets.
Yes, correct.
Alex jumping in with a $4.99 super chat. Don't let anyone on that offense back on the plane. So we're going to the whole offense. Can't catch
Take
the ball.
the bus home.
Can't do anything.
Yep, agreed. And again, the players aren't without blame, but at the end, you can't get rid of all the players, guys. It starts with It always starts with coaching, always.
Yeah. Buanaki?
Yeah, our guy Buanaki. Should we at all be surprised JG Monti are fine with this kind of inept offense? Let them lie with their choices, Bo. I don't think Ossenfort's happy with this offensive performance.
Nobody's happy with this offensive performance. I don't care what's being said in front of cameras and microphones. Nathan jumping in $4.99. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you, Nathan.
Would rather go 9-8, sneak into the playoffs with this offense, knowing Petzing's job is safe, or fall off a cliff to incite change. I'm tired of. The only issue with that is it puts Gannon and Rollis and everybody in Ossenfort in harm's way.
You want to lose Nick Rollis? I don't. And also, if the Cardinals lose Nick Rollis to a head coaching job in a season in which they don't make the playoffs, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to be sick.
Yeah.
I had somebody text me today, and they're like, that's a future head coach. You watch this offseason. I think so. Can't happen this offseason, though. I can't be stuck with Drew Petzing.
Steve Kimes burner. Can't give Marv one target every 2 months and be mad when he makes mistakes. Receivers need rhythm. High school offense that only wants time of possession, not points.
Marvin Harrison Jr. will be here longer than Drew Petzing, but how you expedite that is up to the head coach and the GM. How many games do you want to waste? If they get another OC in here and Marv can't play, let's have a conversation. I'm not sitting here and condemning a 22-year-old phenom because I know the offensive wide receiver malpractice that happened before he got here. Brian, $9.99. Can't ask anything else from the defense. Patsing offensive calls look like a high school offense. JG's lack of urgency to use a timeout under 2-minute warning and all the receivers dropping passes are why we lost.
The timeout situation was tricky at the end of the game because the Niners hadn't passed midfield, and you can't just start stopping the clock because you got an inkling that you're going to give up the field position for a field goal.
Yeah.
You got to have some trust in how your defense played that entire game, right? And look, just look at the last time they played in Santa Clara. Defense came up, made a play, picked off Brock Purdy. Didn't happen this time. I can't fault them for not using those timeouts at that point.
The offense blew this game.
Yes.
Get ready to hear Petzing in the presser act like nothing's wrong in the press conference, Bo. I had some people asking, is Bo going to press Drew Petzing? And I said, of course he will this week. I mean, Drew Petzing meets with the media this week.
This is the issue, and this is the thing. Like, you can ask all the questions you want. He's going to give you the answer he wants in the messaging that he wants you to hear. Like,
he's not going to tell you that he knows his job's on the line.
He's not going to be like, hey, good question. You got me.
Yeah.
Got me.
No.
Hey, you got me here. The questions we ask, I think Teo Mackey does a really good job as far as really keying in on the passing attack. But yeah, it absolutely needs to happen. It's going to be a little different week as far as when the press conferences happen this week. So we'll see if we can get to every single one of them.
Hey, Drew, you stink on offense. Thoughts?
Hey, why do you call the game like you do?
Hey, why are you so bad?
Yeah.
Jay, super chat, under 300 yards each game this year. Is that true? They have under 300 yards in every game this year. Top 5 wide receiver, not in the game plan. Effectively turned K1 into a game manager. Why does Petzing still have a job? I have to, Bo, keep it going with these super chats. That's an egregious stat. We're in the NFL. Is this the All-American Conference? Is this an All-American Conference with a quarterback that's going to be working in sales after he's done? This is the NFL. You
I don't
have
think
300.
that's true.
You have 300 yards? I don't know, man.
Tyler
that
had
sounds
160 passing yards, and they had over 150 rushing yards.
All right, I'm going to go week 1 Saints. Team stats. Here we go. Week 1 against the Saints, total yards, 276.
Okay, that's under 300.
So there's under 300. Carolina Panthers, week 2. Offense had 293. And then today, I think we know where this is going. Against the 49ers.
It was under 200 today, right?
They had 260 yards.
260?
Oh, my God. Get him off the team. You have 300 yards of offense, and look at the teams you played.
Taco Corp, $4.99. Dr. Evil can stay home with Mr. Bigglesworth. Fire Petzing 2024 first rounders officially on Bust Watch. The play with Mack Wilson blowing up Christian McCaffrey, I like what I saw from D-Rob there, but still not seeing the big flash plays from the 26th overall pick.
But at least you saw progress today. And he's a part of a cog.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, yes. How about AZ Moses 89, $5? Thank you, AZ Moses. The Bills fired Ken Dorsey at OC in 2023, and they were 5-5. Monti and Gannon need to pull the plug on Petzing, or this season will be wasted.
I still can't believe that stat about
under
300
yards, 3 straight games.
That is unbelievable.
You're not going to win any games when your offense can't put up 300 yards of offense.
Jengaman 64. Guys, I think Beavis and Butthead and Drew Petzing. I think it's Beavis, Butthead, and Drew Petzing. Rafter KTB, Cattle, Petzing are paying money on this chat in hopes JG makes a change at OC. We hope you didn't spend money that goes to a useless cause. Yeah, $4.99. No problem with the offensive play calling. Never will. JG press conference.
Bad.
Josh.
I love you, JG. That's bad.
$5. It's embarrassing. OCs get fired after wins, but DP gets to stay after that. There are plenty of OCs out there that would love to be here.
Go get Doug Peterson now.
Yeah, give me Kyler Murray's skill set and Marvin Harrison Jr. I think a lot of OCs would like to take
Hello,
that
Doug.
on. Chris Carrasco, $10. Thanks, Chris. I am disappointed with this offense. I truly feel for Kyler this year. All teams playing cards, stack the box, and play man-to-man. LOL, our wide receivers are a joke. They're teams that are not afraid of us at all.
No, that's why the box stack. You like we talked about. You bracket Trey McBride. You stack the box.
Coach him up.
The runaway. You take the runaway and you take away the best receiver on the football team. Your wide receivers aren't getting open in one-on-one. You can't move the ball downfield. The inside of your offensive line is tragic, so there is no pocket to step up in. It's
Will Hernandez isn't going to fix this offense.
Right.
By the way, can I put that out there? That's not fixing anything.
Right.
It's not fixing anything.
Could help the run game, but no, you're right. G Mays, $9.99. Monty or Bidwell have to quit sitting on their hands and slowly watching this team fall apart due to how terrible this offense is.
I don't usually call for ownership disruption, and Michael Bidwell has done a nice job post Steve Keim and Cliff Kingsbury not getting involved. I think you have to have a conversation. Like, Drew Petzing's not being fired tomorrow. If you have a bad performance offensively on prime time in your rivalry game, and you start the season 0-2 in the division, and your offense looks bad again, I think, I don't care what the coach says. I love Jonathan Gannon. I don't care what insiders say. Friday morning, he's fired. You can't go into that next week.
You can't do what you did today and then show up on Thursday night in prime time and do it back to back.
I think you have to fire him.
You have to let him go.
Yep. Yeah. I don't care what JG says today. Jonathan Gannon is so committed. If you're Ossenfort, like, bro, we have better players. We can't be losing to this Niner team.
Right. Darby Venerable with a couple.
That's Huddy the GOAT, by the way.
Okay, this is a young man that knows ball, just chiming in from the Midwest.
Yes.
Super chat and then gets into it. Says time to start. Xavier Weaver.
Okay. No,
Xavier Weaver.
Maybe
I thought he was coming up with a nickname for Xavier Weaver.
Xavier Weaver.
Knowing Huddy, that could be true. Thanks, Hudson.
Yeah. Chris Carrasco, somebody at least knows ball in this family.
That's right.
Chris Carrasco saying, come on, Bo, how many times do your boys need to tell you your girl is cheating on you before you believe us? LOL, this offense is bad. We made no changes to our offense this offseason. MHJ is horrible.
I think that's a fair take, and I think that right now you have to have what's the one singular thing that could shake up this whole offense? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I know people are upset about Marv. If you bench Marv, who are you playing instead? There's nobody else to play.
We're not benching him.
Let Drew Terrell call plays for a game and see what happens.
I saw that in the preseason. It's bad.
It was bad. It was also bad.
Alberto E. 499. If we always do the same things, we will always get the same results. It's the definition of insanity. Buwanaki back in, $5.
Yeah.
The Eagles, the gold standard, would have moved on from DP halfway through this last season.
Yep.
Why is JG and Monti so effing hesitant to make the tough choices?
He does not want to be the defensive head coach. We have the source that runs through OCs, and that's respectable and redeemable, and he's a great human being. Drew Petzing, he's a really nice guy. He is going to get people fired, not just himself.
You're going to run yourself.
You're going to be.
Ground,
you're going to be unemployed.
Yeah.
These are games you have to win. You have to beat Mac Jones and nobody else. No Nick Bosa, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle. They didn't have anybody. Michael Williams and Drew Petzing wet the bed again. Under 300 yards in an NFL game 3 straight weeks is by itself a fireable offense, unless you're just getting turnovers and touchdowns. Unbelievable. I can't even believe we have to make this case. It should be obvious to him.
Let's keep it going with Josh. $5. Our running game is gone. Bringing a passing game OC now. JC damaged his knee ligaments with JC going down. So did DP's game. Give us a real OC. I don't know if it's ligaments. I think James had looked like he went down awkwardly, and I don't know if it was just.
You couldn't see it, but it didn't look good.
They shied away from the replays. Could have been a break. But we'll get more on that. Tyrannical Goat 12. It will be a shame to see JG loyal himself out of a job.
Yes.
I like him as a head coach, but at this point, it doesn't want to make changes. Then he has to be a part of the problem, or he's a part of the problem. I hope it doesn't happen. JG, fire Drew.
I also think it could be an issue, like, if you don't make the playoffs this year, I don't think Jonathan Gannon's in any fear of getting fired, risk of getting fired. But, like, why would you wait until the end of the year to fire somebody that's not performing and essentially waste this year? You're playing the NFC and AFC South. You have winnable games on your schedule, and your offense isn't performing. Just do it now instead of making a change in the offseason and going into a lame duck year. I don't want that for him.
If you go through this season and this is what you have, he will get himself fired.
Right. Eventually.
And that's you want to say that he's not in danger, but he is right now with what his offense is doing.
Yeah.
JG's working himself into a hot seat, and it's going to be on
Correct.
all the televisions and all the news outlets and the sports news outlets, but he's working himself into a hot seat doing this.
Yeah, that boy OD, how many games before we can call Marv a bust?
Check back at the end of the year. Check back with a new OC. Quentin Johnston's making big-time plays for the Chargers because he has a competent head coach that believes in him, that knows how to get him involved. I cannot accurately judge Marvin Harrison Jr. until a new play caller is here. That's my stance. I'm not moving off of that stance.
Josh, MHJ's given up just like he did in college. Really follow that one.
It just doesn't look. I mean, his body language. It doesn't look like there was even the play where there was a miscommunication with him and Kyler. He stopped and Kyler threw it deep. It's just the body language. You see it after the drop. It's like head straight down. Like it's one of those points. I kind of see where he's coming from, but it looks like there's no sense of urgency with Marv right now.
Yeah.
And I get it. You're not getting the targets, and you can blame it, and people can say, oh, he was iced. That's why he's dropping it. That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
There's guys that sit the whole game and don't get to touch the ball, and then their number's called, and you have to make that play. It's part of the game.
I love these super chats. You guys are crushing it. We're going to do a little bit of rapid fire, though. So, guys, get your comment, unless you really want to jump in.
Go ahead.
Let's go here. Dana Ball Knower. How about watching K1 wait 2 to 3 seconds after his drop for the deep routes to develop? Makes me wish I didn't love football. The play designs make me want to cry.
Bad.
Taco Corp, $4.99. Pathetic showing. Dr. Evil can stay home with Mr. Bigglesworth. Fire Petzing. 2024 first rounders officially on the bus watch.
Yikes.
Josh, defense carries this offense. It's sad. Absolutely. Cardinals burner. This team hurts my heart. It's that 2001 curse really real.
I've got a curse, and his name is Drew Petzing. Darth Vader, changing things up. Petzing needs to stop using Dortch as a gimmick. Poor Greg Dortch, just given no opportunities to succeed. Too many gimmick plays at the line of scrimmage. Critical Thinker, $5. Who would replace him at OC? Will Connor bring out forced pass play? Bo and I talked about that. Forced targets. Kyler has been better at keeping his eye on the field. I think James's absence will force more passes. I also think that they can't run the ball, so they have to throw. But it would be Drew Terrell who would take over as OC. And again, they need an external advocate, somebody to come in here and shake things up. Jesus de la Cruz, thank you so much. 4 plays downfield turn into a positive. Then the downfield plays just completely disappear like what's going on. Yep. Even the Zay Jones play, that was a winning play. They just didn't execute. It's like, hey, just make that your offense. Alex, $1.99. Ryland missed the field goal. Not enough people talk about that. 57-yard, but yeah. And they almost kind of set the tone for the game. Josh, $2. Hire North Turner. Hire somebody. Get somebody in here. Get somebody in here and say, hey, Drew, what would you say you do here? 90s Poppy, $4.99. Is it realistic to bring in a new offensive coordinator off the street, or does it have to be in-house?
It's usually in-house.
Usually they do it from inside, but I'm sure there's been times when somebody's been hired off the street, but more consulting than it is hiring an actual OC.
You're not winning anything scoring 17 points per game. We got IMD2. Maserati Marv turned into Mitsubishi Marv. Thanks, Lerner and Rowe.
Steven Jackson, $5.
My side hurts.
This offense makes me sad. I'm just happy that James Conner got paid.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a good point.
That's a silver lining there. A guy that's been on this program plenty of times. He's the heart and soul of this team. leads the chart on and off the field, it's going to be a big loss for the Cardinals.
Hit that like. Taco Corp. Drew is Amos Jones 2.0 fire Petzing. Amos Jones, Mike McCoy, whatever you want to call him. He's an offensive
Some people don't remember Amos Jones.
You know, fill people in.
Yeah, former special teams coordinator for the Cardinals during the Bruce Arians era.
You remember him?
Yeah. And we're not going to have BG talk about Amos Jones, but he was a very polarizing figure here in the desert.
I love Amos.
Yeah, a lot of people wanted to point for the special teams for a lot of the Cardinals' downfall during that time, that era of ball. Dana R, forward passes are for chumps. Wishbone next week. Don't put that on in the universe, please.
I'm not watching.
Cardinals are not going to be able to run the ball against Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy the second. No effing chance.
Darth Vader, how many fans show up to watch that offensive crap?
Again, that's how people get fired, because Bidwell's in the house. You see Seahawk jerseys. You see an offense not performing. I don't care what JG says today. That's Friday morning. It's a different story.
Thursday's going to be nothing but there's going to be nothing but Seahawks in that stadium.
AZ Moses 89. I hate to think about that, by the way. If I performed as bad at my job as Petzing has, I'd be fired on Monday.
Petzing was Gannon's handpicked guy, and he's loyal to him. But again, you started costing you games. Jay, $4.99. Tell Drew Paxton to run the annexation of Puerto Rico. Drew Petzing to the run annexation of Puerto Rico. Please say trade home for a ham on rye. A lot going on in that super chat. Love it.
Steve Kimes burner. Benson had more targets coming into the day than Marv.
Sure,
yes,
of course.
That was heavily covered on this
that's the
program.
easy to throw.
Louis Petzing ran Connor into the ground. Fire that bum.
I think there's something to be said about that. You can't say that publicly. We can't put it on Twitter.
No.
James Conner had like 30 touches.
It was an awkward. He got caught on.
Well, you could see him early in this game in the first half.
He was tired.
Connor was he had to come off. Hey, I need a play.
But it didn't wither his bones away or make him more susceptible.
But there's no balance in the offense.
Yeah, Rolando, $2. If we were to fire Petzing, who would we even hire?
Drew Terrell, we call the place.
Yeah, it would just be in house probably.
Huddy the Goat. If there was a bench for coaches, Drew would be on it.
Thanks, Hudson. Hudson also wanted to make sure that everybody knew that Savior Weaver was on purpose.
I love it.
That's a gimmick that he's come up with. Congrats, Huddy.
Finally, some creativity from the Venerable family. Champy, $2. Brittan, time to suit up. We need you out there.
Good Lord, no, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at.
Professor Z, $10. I just don't want to look at this on Thursday. It might be another showing of Seattle game. At this rate, you expect the worst. You hope for the best. You hope that this defense can ball out in front of its home crowd and make Sam Darnold uncomfortable. But after the Seahawks' bad performance in Week 1, they've been doing this. Like they've been doing the opposite of the Cardinals, which the Cardinals had a wet fart offensively the first 2 weeks of the season, and people are like, they're just working the kinks out. And today they're doing this.
Today they pooped.
They're doing this. That's right. And frankly, I'm sorry. Since the bye of last year at Seattle, they have wet the bed for now a sample size of about 10 games, 8 to 10 games. That's not an anomaly. That's who they are now. The offense that we saw today, that's who they are. Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, it's going to. You would think that Thursday night, if a win were to come, it would be in the form of an ugly win.
The defense
which is
will
not
have
sustainable.
scored multiple times Thursday.
Cardinals burner, wrapping us up, $9.99. What's Ken Wisenhunt doing? I
think he's like an academic advisor or football advisor for a university, maybe. It's doing all right.
Look, you're going to get some incredible insight about what's wrong with his offense come Wednesday. We've got Kurt Warner joining the show.
Yeah.
He's going to do throughout the season. Can't wait to hear Kurt's thoughts. Maybe what's Kurt doing? Maybe we could just ask him.
We asked him 2 weeks ago, can you call plays? And he laughed, and I'm like, no, seriously. I'm actually being serious. We're serious about resetting here as we look ahead, Bo and Brittan Golden on a post-game show. What do they need to do to get this offense right? Is there a way to get this offense right ahead of a key matchup, divisional game at home on Thursday Night Football in prime time against the Seahawks? Bo, I'll start with you. Just hope and pray for a different result with the same schematics?
I mean, we talked about the schematic issue, right? And that was in the first half, and it lingered too long. But execution, just simple execution, would help go a long way. Being able to capitalize on your opportunities. Marvin Harrison Jr., Mari Dermicado, who's going to have an increased role as he did after James Conner went out in this game. Zay Jones. Like when your number's called, you just have to flat out make a play. Or otherwise, as we talk, as things get worse or fester, heat increases on the seats of coaches and players alike. So you've got to take advantage of your opportunities and make those plays. Because you think about it, like despite the inefficiency of the play calling and it not being there in the first half, there were opportunities to win this football game, and they were missed. There were way too many of them, and I guess if you were to try to come out on the other side of this, it would be because of the players making the plays.
I mean, like, is there an opportunity for this team to use this as fuel to come out and perform against the Seahawks? Or do you believe Mike Macdonald and company, they just have the Cardinals number and it's more of the same en route?
From what we've seen the first 3 weeks, it's just going to be more of what we've been watching.
Yeah.
I just don't think offensively, as a play caller offensively, I think, like I've said it the last few weeks, we've reached the ceiling. So for the Cardinals to have success on offense, it's all going to be the players making plays, right? There's going to have to be spectacular plays made on the offensive side of the football for this offense to jump forward, because we've seen this scheme go for going on year 3. We're in year 3 of this scheme, and it hasn't worked. And the problem was it didn't work early in year 1, but we had a backup quarterback, so nobody was really paying attention. We weren't expecting a lot from it.
Yeah.
But then when we got the quarterback back, the last however many games, you saw some flashes of this. And then last year you saw some flashes, but we peaked. And this is it. So what you see is what you get with this offense, right? So it's got to be, players are going to have to make spectacular plays for this offense to progress.
I think you're going to need a better, if at all possible, defensive performance than you had today. And I don't, say what you want about Sam Darnold. Like, they have Jackson Smith and Jigba firing on all cylinders. Their second-tier receivers performed today against the Saints team. Like, here, everybody throws the ball all over the Saints, but the Cardinals. Like, look what the Seahawks did to the Saints today. How egregious of a performance that was. Kenneth Walker, the Cardinals are blood in the water for the Seahawks. They are going the opposite direction. And again, they won't make a pivot tomorrow. It's too much of a short week. But if you want to instill some kind of sense of urgency, for players especially, you want to get Marv's attention and Zay Jones's attention and Trey Benson's attention, you make a OC change tomorrow. And you say, hey, this isn't good enough. We're changing things up. Drew's going to remain on staff. He's going to be the run game coordinator. Drew Terrell is going to call plays this week. And you try something different out, because the Cardinals struggled to score today against a B, second tier, maybe preseason level defense. But because they had Robert Saleh, he undressed Drew Petzing on the field. What will Mike Macdonald do to Drew Petzing on Thursday Night Football on prime time in a game that Michael Bidwell will be seated promptly in his suite, and Roger Goodell's likely going to be in the house, and they're going to have all the fanfare with the rivalry jerseys, and then the Cardinals offense is going to look like that. I don't care what JG says. On Friday morning, the chickens are going to come home to roost, and you have to salvage your season, a season that everybody, including ourselves, said you got to make the playoffs. You got to have a winning record. You can't go backwards. You have gone backwards offensively.
Well, the goodwill that you created by just getting the wins, just checking the box as far as getting the dubs against some bad teams in week 1 and week 2, can completely be out the window by Thursday night. So, yeah, there is going to be a sense of urgency. There's an inopportune time to have to try to fix this on the fly. And that's the biggest issue here. Like, you had all off season to examine this, and there was, they added some sauce to the playbook.
Yeah.
We're not seeing it translate to execution and points and big plays at all. If not, as smart people watching pointed out, under 300 yards of total offense in 3 consecutive games.
Look at the opponents.
Unbelievable.
We got more Super Chats, but first, I made a promise to all of our new supporters that on a post-game show, at the end of the show, for everybody in attendance, I will attempt to chug an adult beverage. Now, no man has...
we've dealt with enough embarrassment today, haven't we?
I would love to sit this out. Trust me. You think I want to do this? So I've elected, and Noah has been gracious enough, we're doing just 12 ounces, and we're doing your boy's favorite Michelob Ultra. Now, he has a couple what looks to be 16 ounces for,
Yeah.
for the big boys.
Is yours? You've got a sippy cup
I
over
do.
there.
Noah, can I have my 12 ouncer so I can get this over with? Because I'm not looking forward to this. I have my new Mack Weldon hoodie that I really enjoy. I don't want to spill on it. I'm going to take this off. I asked my co-hosts and my peers not to blow me grief and give me commentary on this.
Well, you also asked us to sit this one out, like we shouldn't chug with you. So we're just gonna sit. We're gonna have emotional support beers with you, and we're wishing you all the best. For those just tuning in,
I drank way too much of this last night.
No,
I don't know if I need
there's
it
been
anymore.
there's been two colossal failures as Johnny trying to chug beers on this humble program.
I
Number
thought
one
this would
Cardinals
be fun today
podcast.
after a dub, and now I just hate myself, and I hate this situation. All right, well, cheers, gentlemen. I appreciate you and all the people watching.
I want to get a...
No, we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 people watching on YouTube. You don't need a cell phone video of this.
No, this is field level.
Oh.
Johnny's putting down the headset.
This is not my game. This is not what I'm about, but I'm going to do this because I love our supporters. Become a supporter in the chat, by the way.
Drop those Johnny Chug emojis.
Keep that up. Just keep that up.
No. That comes down.
No.
All right, here we go.
Are you ready? Here he goes.
Yep, go.
Oh, he's already off to a rough start. He's just not going to get it done. There he is.
Oh, Johnny, that's awful.
The check down of beer chugs
no.
just happened. Nice
You
job.
just threw
There you go.
Look, there's still some in there.
That's
Good Lord.
backwash. That
Oh,
wasn't too bad.
you stopped halfway through.
I had to take a breath.
Oh,
It wasn't even halfway. Like, BG,
Johnny,
that was
you
very
couldn't have-
generous.
It's not
couldn't have-
about stopping.
You couldn't have partied with us, Johnny.
No, I couldn't. I'm not a
No.
pro athlete. It's not about.
You don't have to be a pro athlete.
It's not about the. It's about the timing of it. Like how long it didn't take. It took me like 15 seconds. Man, I feel like that was an improvement over my last couple.
That was a 3-yard route
Yeah,
And you
on
got
3rd
hit.
and 10.
You got tackled 3 yards
that
deep
was
in the back.
that was the equivalent of a
you okay?
dump off.
Do I need to burp you like my 3-month-old? Get up here, Johnny.
Listen, we're here to provide some levity, some humor. I'll embarrass myself on a weekly basis because the Cardinals are a big enough embarrassment offensively. So, yeah, Petzing is in my head. I Drew Petzing slant underneath routes, underperforming offensive performances in my head. So, no, I'm happy with that performance. I know people are going to be critical at the end of the day. I think from a time standpoint, what was that? No, about 10 seconds?
About 30.
No.
It was about a minute and 40 seconds.
No, you've been let go.
Let's keep it going
Can
with
we
some
get Damon
super
back in
chats
here,
here.
please?
Cardinals burner $4.99. What is Petzing's phone number? I've got words forever him.
Yeah, does anybody have Drew's cell phone number for the chat?
Conservative play calling does not work in this league.
No, it gets you beat.
Yeah.
That's what you almost got beat by it last week, and then this week a better coaching
You
staff
did
beat
get beat by it
Yeah.
last week. You just got a defensive touchdown that saved you.
Dana Ballknower, paper bags on the head Thursday.
Mm.
We're at an Aints situation
The Aints.
here. Wow,
There
Johnny.
he goes. The weak burp. That burp was about as strong as that chug.
Cardinals burners back. We're going to lose while looking like tortillas. Come on, I like the rivalry
I do
uniforms.
too. Don't hate on those.
They do kind of look like
You
tortillas.
kind of look like tortillas.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Cool tortillas.
Yeah, like the kind that
Oh, man.
you want to hang with. AZ Moses 89, Michelob Ultra.
No,
is that even
it's
considered
water.
beer?
It's just water.
Hey, gotta watch those carbs. Josh, $2. JV looked like DP with that jug. Is that how people envision Drew Petzing chugging a beer?
Oh.
It's rough. The vibes are tough here at Gila. Champy, Cards 23 Sea Chickens. Go Cards. Are they just gonna win 23-0? I'd love that. Are they
Yeah.
scoring 3 defensive touchdowns though?
You were like watching an offensive lineman run the 40. You chugging that beer. AC Moses,
Oh, they're
89.
faster than Johnny chugging beer.
Hey. Cut that out.
BG so disappointed in JV's chugging skills.
Very, very disappointing.
He hasn't
Oh.
been here when I've attempted to do it. So
Well,
that I feel
right
like
there,
we should have prepared
you
him
just
a
said
little bit.
that was your best one.
That was Don't you think that was my best one? I feel like that was my best one.
I guess.
Okay,
Sure.
that's
Good job,
rude.
man.
That's rude. Some of us, we're just taking marginal steps forward, like Darius Robinson. Taco Corp, $1.99. Chad agrees, JV. Johnny.
Super Bowl.
Wow, rude. That's rude. Taco Corp. I thought we were brothers. Why don't we? Come on, 280 likes. Can we get 1,000 likes? We got 1,000.
We could have gotten there. You
No,
disappointed.
don't put it on the
yeah,
chat.
no, look.
Don't put it on my chugging.
Oh, it was awful. Look, we got 6 dislikes because of your chug.
No, those came from Drew. Don't mistake my heat for chugging for Drew Petzing's heat.
Man.
People are saying that I should switch to shots next time. I don't want to do that either.
Oh, I don't know if Johnny can survive shot.
Listen, this might come to a lot of surprise you. I'm not a big drinker. All right, keep it relatively mellow. I'm a big seltzer guy. But
White Claw?
yeah, a little White Claw. There's too much carbonation to
There's
slam one of
carbonation.
those.
There's more carbonation in
Yeah.
White Claw.
There's way more.
I said there's too much carbonation in a White Claw to chug it. That's what I meant to say. So that would have been tougher. Listen, I'm happy with that. We're going to – listen, here's what we'll do. We'll make this a regular thing when we set our boundaries and our goals for the Supporters Club.
Yeah.
I will continue to do this as we grow our following, and I will go bigger on – I did 12-ounce.
Hopefully
Next
it'll
time,
get better.
yes, it can't get any worse. Next time, maybe a 16-ounce. We'll see. But our next watch party at Gila – leading into that week, if we have a show where we had a substantial amount of supporters leading up to that, I'll try again. Listen, I'm here for the people. I'm here for the people.
You know, I like that. I love that you're willing to put it out there again. But we do, like, you want accountability from Petzing. We want accountability from yourself.
I'm happy. Listen, I'm not sitting here and saying I love my chugging skills like I love the play calling. I'm not sitting here and saying that. I don't want to lose followers and subscribers here. If I came on here and said that was a damn good job, I'm the best, in the world, LeVar Ball style, like, people would be turned off by that. Take a lesson, Drew.
People were turned off by that chug.
Okay, bro.
Tyrannical Goat 12.
I thought
I'd
we were
rather
brothers.
see DP call plays than watch JV chug.
That is not true. That is not true. You know that's not true. Jay, $4.99. We cook like a quesadilla, chicken quesadilla. You guys are hilarious. JG emoting is equal to Bill Belichick at UNC. I have not seen the JG presser clips. I'd have to imagine they are not great. For a couple different, he's probably exhausted and disappointed for his players who play their ass off. And he's probably, welcome to, offensive coordinator purgatory here until further notice. We're here. We're living it. Josh, $2. Will PHNX pay me to chug for JV? My co-host can chug a beer. My other co-host can chug a beer. My producer can put away drinks like nobody's business. I've seen it firsthand. I'm on what we would call proverbial island. I'm all alone here. So what's tough is, like, there are a lot of people, keyboard warriors, in the chat that are like, I can do better than you. I don't doubt that. But listen, I got to put it on display each and every week that we do this. So Alex, $1.99. Bo has the chug challenge next game. I don't want to do that because it's just going to make him look good. I don't want to do that. I'm more of an endurance guy. I completed the 9, 9, and 9 challenge. I completed my challenge for sweets last off season. I just
she did not complete the steak challenge.
I did this past year. When it's mind over matter, I succeed. I feel like chugging's like a skill. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
It's like whistling.
I might just do it to maybe try to rid the world of some bad Petzing takes that I've had recently.
That's That's man of you. That's a true man right there. Man
Preaching
of your
for
word.
patience.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think. Are you? Let's get you on the record before you do that.
Sure.
Are you officially over the patience? Are you out on Drew Petzing?
Yeah. With the performance I saw today, mixed with the tuxedos, now they're a little effed up, right? And
no, the tuxedos are kind of effed up.
And Step Brothers, it was there was nowhere you could run from that performance, and you couple that with some underwhelming performances, which I didn't deny. I just said we needed more patience, and to go up against an undermanned 49ers team and produce that or lack thereof, it's inexcusable with the talent they have on offense, and to see just 6 more targets from Marv and to see guys not be able to produce that you have heavily invested in. It's just not acceptable.
Yeah. We laugh, we have fun, we joke around on this show. We're heavily invested in this team. We've had JG on the show countless times, Kyler, Trey McBride, James Conner. It's like we want good things for this team, and it's difficult to sit here week after week and watch the offense underperform and not be realistic, BG, about like you got to start somewhere, and the easiest place to go is OC. Fair or not? Like when people were calling for Shane Waldron to be fired in Chicago last year, you weren't going to sit Caleb Williams. You weren't going to sit DJ Moore. You weren't going to sit DeAndre Swift. It's like, nope, you're going to fire the coordinator, and you're going to work your way down. That's the NFL.
That's the easiest move to go. I mean, like you said, you're not benching. There's nobody on this team right now that you can afford to put on the bench that's starting. So it's at that point, like you said, the easiest move is at offensive coordinator. You have to make a change. Like you said, even if you just say, hey, you can run game, do all that, right? And we'll let Terrell call the offensive, but you got to find something has to change right now.
Yeah. Everybody's welcoming Bo to the light after he leaves the dark side, according to Jeff. Absolutely. Very poetic Star Wars themes here with Bo Brack. Finally being turned. We've seen the good in you. You've come to the light. Congratulations and welcome, friend. It's great to have my friend back.
What I mean, if this was the blue milk, would you
chef's kiss. No, I think listen, I'm not a big chugger of anything, so it doesn't matter if it's beer or not. Josh, $2. Don't worry, I'll shotgun a beer for you post in Discord. Well, I appreciate that. Nice. Josh. We appreciate everybody in our Discord. Become a diehard. Go PHNX.com. Can we get one new supporter member down below to click that join button? It's just $5 a month. You have access to my chug emoji. Again, I love all of our new supporters. Let's see how many we can get before the end of the show. That would help us exponentially. People are always asking, do you have Patreon? What can we do to support the show? Best way right now is to click that join button, $5 a month. Can't beat it. AZ Moses 89. If Petzing stays at OC, we're all going to be drinkers. That's true.
Diego Perez jumping in $2. JV looked like my grandma sipping tea.
Come on. Your grandma must be a very handsome person then. Just enjoy that
come
tea.
on. Take it easy.
Yeah, it's all in good fun. Man, we're having a great time here on the post-game show, Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Do you feel like we've underserved and undersold the defense because we talked about the offense for 90 minutes? Because I think if you would have gotten a defensive performance like this 2 years ago, you would have a moral victory around it, and people would be feeling good about it, right? And it's like, look where this team's going to be when they get the offense figured out. It is so poetic because the offense is very much a finished product here in year 3, and you're wasting great defensive performances as a result.
Yeah, but you're not helping buck any cliches, right?
Yeah.
You're a defensive coach, and there's always skepticism that a defensive coach can help develop offenses, quarterback play, offensive skill players. Everybody wants to go in on it, and what we've seen is kind of following that of a cliche. The defense is progressed and developed and matured and making big plays, and you've seen them go from shocking people in the 2023 with nobody on that side of the football to last year being the most consistent unit to this year nearly outright winning football games. You're not doing yourself you got to be able to play that complementary football. Right now, the offense isn't holding up their end of the bargain. And it's okay, well, that's what people expected when you hire a defensive coach.
Do you feel like BG, your run game goes to Trey Benson now? Clearly, you have no choice. They're not going to bring in an external option. Probably should have drafted Cam Scattaboo. That's not an option. DeMercado is a good runner. Dropped that touchdown. It's Trey Benson's backfield now.
Oh, it's his, and he's been sharing the load with James Conner the first 3 weeks anyway. So it's kind of one of those where that's where you pivot to. He's now your number one back. But like you said earlier though, maybe this is. It's really, we don't like it because you never want to see anybody get hurt in this game. Yeah. Especially as a former player, you never want to see it. But was that the crutch that they were falling on? Yeah. I know I can survive because I know James Conner is going to find a way to get 3 yards if he has to. And maybe now you kind of forces the issue. You have to throw the ball.
We've got, I love this comment, love to see Bo mature. Absolutely. Bo's matured a lot on this post-game show. sitting with Bo and watching that offense for 4 quarters, it was like all the patience just wept away, and it's just now he's firmly joined the anti-Petzing mantra here. We've got a new member that I want to welcome here. No, I think do we grab? It was the Pterodactyl. Our guy Pterodactyl was up a little bit. We do have a new member. I want to make sure to emphasize all of our new members as you join the club here. There it is. Tyrannical Goat just became a member. Thank you so much. Again, it's just $5 a month. Hayden also becoming a member. Thank you so much. Can we get to 5 before the end of the show? Again,
We need to see Darby Venerable become a member.
yeah, Huddy the Goat, go grab Grandma's credit card, become a member right now on multiple accounts. You'd love to see that. Hayden, we appreciate you. Tyrannical Goat, we appreciate you. Again, the membership gets you emojis of me chugging. So dare I say that you don't need anything else on top of that. That's all you need.
It's a big win. It's a big win on the heels of a terrible loss for the
Yes.
Arizona Cardinals, who fall to 2-1, and they're turning their attention quickly to the Seattle Seahawks. Primetime Thursday Night Football. I think they've got 2 walkthroughs the next 2 days.
Yeah.
That's all it'll be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thursdays, you'll walk through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, Wednesday will be your obviously the night before, but everything there will be no pads put
Nothing.
Seahawks won 44-13. Sam Darnold left this game early because it was a blowout. 18 attempts, 14 completions, 2 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker, 2 touchdowns on the ground. Jackson Smith and Jigba, a touchdown through the air. Spencer Rattler and the offense only going for 13 total points in this one. Defensively,
Well, yeah, they had a garbage time fourth quarter touchdown. So
Byron Murphy the second with a sack. That's going to be a problem. Leonard Williams with a half a sack. Kyler Murray. I mean, this is when you have an offense that's struggling like the Arizona Cardinals. This is the one defense you don't want to see. I mean, I would rather literally play any other defense in the NFL than Seattle's. And maybe it's poetic, BG, that you stink on offense, and now the Seahawks are coming in town to make a statement. Maybe it's a statement that they need to make for the Cardinals to adapt some real change on offense.
It's going to be a show, and it's everything's going to depend on what that offense puts on display on Thursday night.
Yep, absolutely. 2 more super chats. Diego, I've seen people drink bathwater faster than JV. Listen, that's highly inappropriate. You do you, though, Diego. We appreciate you, my brother.
Darth Vader.
Things are getting dark on the show.
Darth Vader, 199, tired of Petzing, hoping Kyler saves his calls.
I think Kyler Murray, I am very disappointed that the narrative today isn't Kyler Murray has a great fourth quarter and wins the game for the Cardinals, because he set them up for that opportunity, and not like everybody would have forgotten about the first 3 quarters, but there are going to be people who rip Kyler Murray, and it's just like, guys, come on. You got to start with the OC. You have to. Kyler Murray played well enough to win this game. Change is needed. Absolutely. Hit that like button. Subscribe to PHNX Sports here on YouTube. We've got content coming throughout the course of the next 24 to 48 hours. As Diego sneaks in a super chat, JV is the Petzing of the chugging world. I think that's appropriate. That's fine. I don't claim to not be. That would suggest that Drew Petzing's not very good at being an offensive coordinator. You guys are the best community. Hit that like button again. Get us to 1,000 likes here on a football postgame Sunday show. We're back on Monday. It's a quick turnaround, as we mentioned. We've got shows Monday through Thursday, including Wednesday. Kurt Warner is going to join us, Bo, to talk about what's going on with this offense. I'm sure he's going to have some complimentary things to say about K1, but can this offense, Bo, be salvaged?
Yeah, and what about Marvin Harrison Jr., and what's the scheme? Is it setting them up for success? You're going to tap into the greatest quarterback in franchise history for that type of insight. Don't miss it, 4:30 on Wednesday afternoon. It's not just Monday through Thursday. It's Monday through Friday, because we get our full recap before getting the weekend off. A little bit of a mini bye for the Cardinals. But there's a lot to be done between now and the Cardinals' next game, which is coming quickly. For Brittan Golden, Johnny Venerable, our bartender, Noah, thank you so much to everybody here at Gila River Resorts and Casinos at Wild Horse Pass. Get out here and see how you can take your game to the next level on the tables and, of course, at the sports book. Check them out. It's what it's all about. For PHNX Cardinals, we'll talk to you tomorrow at 4:30. New live show then.
like the mayor.